Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're going to look at Wells Fargo on the daily, weekly, monthly time frames, and we're going to use technical analysis to see where this thing could possibly stop bleeding. I've had a couple people ask me if I could do a video on this, so apparently they were long up in this area and just getting killed. And this, let me tell you, when you get some selling like this, uh, wow. All right, anyways, let's get into this. I haven't done anything on this chart. At least on the daily. Let's see, I think I have some stuff on the weekly, but let's look at this first. So the first thing I see is this right here. So you have an upsloping trend line or downsloping trend line connecting the highs, right where we went into. Second thing, I want to put a Fibonacci in here. I want to see from this end to this end. All right, 618, 46.99. We closed 4 cents below it. It looks like it's going down a little bit after hours. So it is holding that. But the one thing that caught my eyes today is this thing we went right to this gap fill right here. So we filled the gap at 46.80. It did close above that. So it does have a little bit of support here. The problem is if the SPY, the IWM, the Qs, they keep selling, this one will be going lower. But since we were down today on the SPY and everything, I wouldn't doubt it if we bounce tomorrow. It's just more conditioning to say, hey guys, just keep buying the dips. It's never going down until it actually does, and then everyone's going to be choking on their trade. So be real careful in these markets, because at any moment, I mean, if this thing breaks, here's where it's going. Here's your gap fill down in this area, then ultimately double bottom right at 44.51. 45 bucks has some pretty good support. So there's this little pivot down in here with the 750 retrace. So you do have some support down in here, but let me tell you, after 3 days down, you can easily get a couple more. But looking at the volume today, we had pretty good volume, 58 million. So this could be telling us that this is some exhaustion selling, so it could possibly get a short-term bounce, okay? If it does, let's put another retrace in there. We're looking for a retrace. Hold on. Remember, we're at the 618 right now if you go from top to bottom. So now we're looking at a retrace. So if this thing possibly goes up, if it gets anywhere close to this 200 moving average, 618, say maybe 50, maybe 50 bucks. You know what? Let's go to the weekly. Let's see, we're below that, 48.54. Okay, so around 48.54, right in that area, you might, yeah, gap fill right in here. So when I'm looking at the charts, I'm looking at a couple different time frames to see exactly where there's support and resistance. You have a gap fill here on the weekly chart right around 48.74. You have a double top around here, around 48.63, and you also have the 618 right at 48.54. And you go back to this area and say, okay, we're about 48.50, 48.54, right in that area. So if it fills this gap, comes up into the 49.87 area, you can short it if we get confirmation above the moving averages. Then you just have to step aside or use this 51 area as a stop out. But right now it's pretty ugly. I would expect either a retrace or this thing's going to set up sideways to set up to move a little bit lower, or if the market's dumped, it's just going to go lower. But we had some pretty good volume today, so that tells me this could have put a bottom in right here. But just be careful. The markets sell off again, 200, 300 down. Wells Fargo will probably just kind of tread water because, like I said, we filled the gap. We're at the, I believe, the 618. If you take the fib from this top to this bottom, yep, 618's at 46.97, so we're right there. So if this does not hold, we're definitely going to go to this pivot, 45.71, then 45.04. This is another gap fill, and ultimately 44.50. If you are bullish in this one and holding on for dear life, you need to recapture the moving averages and get above the 200. Then we could possibly go up to the 50-51 area, but that's if the markets catch a bid and start moving up like we had yesterday. If the markets move up, I mean, see how markets were strong yesterday and see how this one held its ground, and today the market's dumped and boom. So this is a weak name. Markets sell, it will go lower. Weekly chart. What I'm seeing here, though, you got down, choppy action in a channel. So this is a bearish, big, choppy, sloppy, bearish pattern until it gets above this high, pivot high, or even this pivot high. It's not going anywhere. Then also you have this big trend line coming down where we went into. Then you have this trend line coming in. You have the 50 MA that it tried getting above, then reversed and reversed. Man, at the end of the week, you need to close above this 20 or maybe fill the gap. If not, we are definitely, I mean, after seeing this, I think one more big green bar down next week, and we're going to hit double bottom, possibly lower. Be careful in these markets. And this one, I looked at this earlier real quick. Ugly inside bar, bearish pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months sideways. Oh man, you know, I'm looking at a lot more of these charts and I'm seeing these types of patterns, especially on Wells Fargo. I mean, this is a big name. This is a big financial institution where, holy cow, if this pattern plays out on the monthly, my gosh. You know what? Let's stick a bid down here. Let's put it up there. 618. Yeah, holding the 382 around 45 bucks. If that cracks, I think we're going to 40.70. If that goes, gosh, yeah, it's got, look at that. You got that pivot there, so that's why this thing's holding up. Gosh, if this thing breaks below 45 bucks, look out. I mean, the markets start to dump. Wow, this could easily be a $36 stock, possibly even a $31 stock. But this pattern is ugly. And look, it's coming off the highs, bearish pattern, falls, bearish. This is a great pattern. If it closes below the 50, I think this thing's on to start moving lower. So be really, really careful with this. If the markets start to dump, this thing's going lower. If it catches a bid, look for it to get above the 20 MA, even on here too. Look for it to recapture the 20 and the 50 and it possibly go up. I mean, right now, anything's possible. These markets are a little bit crazy right now. But for a trader like me, where we're looking at technicals, it's a dream. So, all right, guys, if you are bullish on Wells Fargo, be really careful. Everything will be a market trade. If this gets a bounce, it's because the SPY and everything's bouncing. If the SPY and everything starts to move lower, then look out below. This one's definitely going to fill this gap and go to 44.50. Then we'll have to reevaluate it from there. But this will be a good sell. Like I said, you had good volume on here. So, so just be careful. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. I'm going to make some more tonight, so keep an eye on them. They're all on my YouTube channel. You can send me an email at stockbookie@gmail.com if you want me to show you a chart or you want me to go through a chart for you. Just give me a symbol, and we'll go from there. Thanks again, everyone. God bless. See you on the charts.